Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And for this week's reading, I am using my Fenestra Tarot, which is a really pretty, kind of a girly, feminine deck, and I haven't used it for a really long time, so I'm looking forward to using it again here in this reading. So I'm going to draw 3 cards. Each card is going to represent a portion of the upcoming week, and I just want to get a little bit of an indication of the energies and opportunities and stuff that's going to be coming up for us in the next week. Okay, so we'll start with the first card. This is going to represent Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. That's funny that the Page of Cups shows up, because when I was shuffling this deck before I started the video, this one popped out and I put it back in the deck, so that's funny. It's shown up again. So we have the Page of Cups for the beginning of the week, and the Page of Cups is all about inspiration. This is a wonderful time to get inspired. So think of all the things that help you feel inspired. I mean, for me, I love looking through like art magazines. I like going in bookstores, going in museums, stuff like that. Those kinds of things really inspire me. I know some people, if they go out in nature, that can inspire them, or even going to like a concert or being somewhere where there's lots of people where you can do some people watching. Whatever it is, the beginning of the week is a time, a perfect time to be open to inspiration. So in order to be inspired and in order to get ideas, we have to be in a receptive state, which is what the Suit of Cups is really all about. And the Page of Cups is a very open, receptive character. Think about like a young person who's maybe going off to university, and they're young, they're innocent, they're open to different experiences and looking at things from a different, viewpoint. So beginning of the week, it's going to be important for us to be really, really open and receptive to the things around us. That doesn't mean that you have to accept everything that comes your way or be open to everything, but in order to receive ideas and be inspired, we need to have a certain amount of openness and receptivity in order for those things to enter our field of vision, in order for those things to enter our lives. And then as we move on into the middle of the week, so Wednesday and Thursday, we've got the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords can represent a fresh new idea. The Suit of Swords is all about the mind and how the mind works and the good parts of our mind and the bad parts of our mind. And the Ace symbolizes new beginnings. So and every ace in the deck symbolizes new beginnings, but when it's the Ace of Swords, I always see this card as representing a new idea. So that kind of goes with what we talked about with the Page of Cups and being kind of open to new ideas, open to inspiration. The more open you are, the more likely you are to have this brilliant flash of insight, this really awesome idea. And the Ace of Swords is also about taking action and picking up that sword and moving forward. I often see the sword as a symbol of being able to cut things away, whether that's cutting cords, like cutting attachments that are draining you and holding you back, or if it's cutting away all the excess mind baggage, all the excess thoughts and crap that we have in our minds. Whatever that is, I feel like this card is it's such a a focused, clear card. And it's about having a focused intention, being willing to take action, and basically being willing to take action on a particular idea. So it's not enough just to have the idea, that's nice, but unless you take action on it and take it seriously, then that idea isn't really going to go anywhere. Then when we get to the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we've got Judgment. Judgment, in other decks, sometimes this card is called Rebirth. And this card is about almost like waking up and being reborn. So it's like a new beginning. But it's not just a new beginning, it's like a more awakened beginning. So it's where there's a certain feeling of greater awareness with this card and awakening and being able to kind of shed your old skin, shed some of the baggage from the past, and step into a new you and being able to almost reinvent yourself. But this isn't about forgetting your past or leaving your past behind. It's about taking what you've learned from the past, taking your past experiences, and using those things to develop your wisdom and develop your humanity and become a more whole person, but discarding the parts of your past experiences that make you feel bogged down. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but I think that as we move through life and we have different experiences, those experiences are all opportunities for growth. But at the same time, throughout life can kind of drag us down too. We acquire baggage and things like that. So this is about taking the wisdom but leaving behind the baggage, if that makes sense. So what does this mean for this weekend though? How does this apply specifically to this weekend? I feel like this weekend is a time to reinvent yourself. And it's a time for awakening. So you may be focused on doing things like meditating, or maybe you have an aha moment or an epiphany or something that helps you see things a little more clearly. Another thing this card is about is hearing your calling. So when you're awake and when you're aware and when you know yourself well, that puts you in a unique position to really hear your intuition and hear your calling. And as you can see, there's this angel and she's blowing a trumpet. And these people are kind of responding to that sound. They're waking up to it. And this is about hearing your inner calling. So all of us have, intuition, and all of us have a voice inside of us that guides us, and we feel drawn towards particular things. We feel drawn towards a particular path, or drawn to explore a particular thing, or learn something, or do something. And all of these things make up our inner calling, what we're called to do. And of course, that's going to change, day to day, week to week, year to year. But you have a hard time hearing that inner voice and understanding that calling and being able to actually act on it and let that calling guide your life. You're going to have a hard time doing that if you are not able to be open to it, and if you're not able to have that courage to take action and pick up that sword and move forward. So an interesting week, I think. I'm just going to zoom out and look at all these cards together and see if there's anything that stands out. And I invite you to share your own interpretations, your own ideas that you have when you're looking at these cards. It feels like this is actually a week that has an opportunity for transformation. Especially, if you're open, if you're receptive, and if you have that courage to act on something and to take your ideas seriously. I think too often we have an idea and we just dismiss it. This is about taking yourself seriously, taking your ideas seriously, and really listening to your intuition, listening to your inner calling, and moving in the direction that you feel called, moving in that direction that you feel pushed. So an exciting week. I'm looking forward to it. And I hope you found this reading helpful. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you want to learn more about tarot cards and tarot card reading, you can check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I've got lots of fun tarot spreads, exercises, tarot card meanings, all kinds of fun stuff on there. And I'll put the link to my site in the description box below this video. Okay, so thanks for watching and have a wonderful week.